Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta.
You do have a drink, though, right, Tim? Nice. Nice.
I actually got through the opening without messing up this time. It's been a while since I've done that.
You know, I finally went into our show notes for the first time last, Thursday or whatever. And I was like, oh, he's got it all written down here. But you will note that I copied it over and deleted all the stuff that wasn't relevant. And I hope I did a good job.
Okay, there's a template. You can just, when you create it, you can just like show notes template, and it has everything, including like the football schedule and all that kind of stuff all in there. So we can
I
refer
copied
back
and deleted.
Yeah, I can tell because there was still some stuff in there that from last week's episode. So it's okay. Hey man, dude, you put effort into it. You logged in, you created the show notes for the week, you actually submitted content. So
directly without even just like sending it to you. I like put it on the notes.
Exactly. I'm proud of you. Man, we're 207 episodes in and you're finally getting there.
Hey, you should have seen the show notes that Ryan and I made for the episode you weren't on.
Yeah, we did do that.
We went all out.
You guys sent them to me, I think. I think I did see those. I think you actually.
Yeah, you were upset because you were like, "Why can't you do this every week?"
Well, this is the reason why we are the best Georgia State football podcast, as rated by the distinguished, the revered Big Game Boomer Twitter account. So
he's never gotten a single thing wrong, as far as I know.
I don't think I've ever seen any kind of polling that he's ever done that I had any issues with, or I think they've been spot on. Right, Tim?
That's a slight issue with State. Yeah.
Yeah, he does have an issue with recognizing which program we cover. He thinks we cover Ga State rather than GSU. He has some GATA person covering GSU. I don't know.
We should propose that he either puts both of us as GSU or makes them TDS and us GSU.
No, their athletic branding is GS.
Yeah,
they get GS and we get GSU.
Or they could just go TDS. They could be GS who?
TDS.
TDS would make a lot more sense.
Makes sense. They're south to basically everyone except for Floridians, and they don't count anyway.
Yeah, and they're also east of most people as well, because they really should be called like Georgia Southeastern or East Georgia Agricultural Farmland.
Southern East Georgia University.
Do they have like an irrigation? I don't know what the major would be, but do they have like a civil engineering to handle like irrigation and water retention? I was like, is that like their major program with the Eagle Creek over there?
I thought it was like logistics warehouse management. I don't know. I got served some ad on Facebook one day, a month or so ago.
What is your search history that you're getting put up some TDS content, man? What's going on?
Probably typing in Georgia Southern somewhere.
Ooh. I won't do it.
Looking up stuff. Our record against the Wikipedia. Yeah.
I am so petty that I don't look. I will never type it in. Like if I want to look at their schedule to see who they're playing, who like their out of conferences, I'll go to our schedule, pull us up, and then I'll click on them. So at least we got a link first, click first. So if there's anybody, if anybody on FB schedules or ESPN or Yahoo is monitoring the number of clicks that our schools get, for every one TDS gets, I'm making sure that we're getting 2 or 3 more for that particular look. So
it's a good idea. Never go there directly or any of it.
I'm a brilliant NDA guy.
The comments though on this ad were next level because the guy that they pictured looked like he was half baked or fully baked, and so there were disparaging comments by Georgia Southern people against their university. So at least had entertainment value.
Did you see that? I think it was a TikTok or Instagram or something where that Georgia Southern TDS graduate girl, female co-ed, whatever you call them, was basically posting about pictures from Statesboro and campus. Like, this is, what she's leaving. And it was like, she was graduating from TDS and she's like posting pictures of their pool. And it was like a swamp infested, like unmaintained pool. And they were showing like
Wait, was it actually a pool though? It wasn't like a shitty pond?
it looked like a pool from like some apartment complex that has not maintained their pool in like 12 years or something.
Yeah.
And then they posted like the picture of their bars they go to, and it was just like the bar from Dukes of Hazzard or something. It's like run down wooden barn out in the middle of nowhere, and it was really ripping on TDS and Statesboro, and that was coming from someone who was graduating there.
I think they all know what they're dealing with, but they don't like other people to say it. You know,
Right? It's like you can kick your own brother, but anybody else
Yeah.
touches them, you kick their ass. Right?
I think they
Yeah.
understand though that like they are the trash down south.
Well, that is different though, because them being our little brother. If anybody kicks them, I'm gonna be like high fiving that guy. Like, yeah, way to
Do it
go,
again.
man.
Come on.
Feels
Yeah,
good.
they're not our
doesn't
little
it?
brother.
A little harder next time, right? Come on.
We'll talk about realignment a little bit later on, but one comment I saw on a message board about realignment was talking about who may actually end up leaving the Sun Belt, and a TDS person said that he hopes that if anybody leaves, it's Georgia State, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, because you want another
Sure.
team to come in here that doesn't beat you consistently. So
That backfired.
Womp womp.
exactly. So, all right, what else we got? Luncheon is on Thursday. Kickball.
Kickball luncheon. Awesome.
Kickoff luncheon. Can you tell I've been on a few of the vodkas already?
So I honestly, I have a meeting that starts exactly at that time, and I need to figure out how to get out of it.
You just put it in your ear, or silent.
I run the meeting.
That would be a little difficult.
I share my screen and stuff.
I think you're gonna wake up that morning and your kid is sick, and you gotta take her to the doctor. And
I think I'm gonna try to get one of my coworkers who, like, this meeting was originally hers, and then when I got hired, she like pawned it off on me. I'm gonna try to be like, hey, I need you to manage it today.
Well, no. All right, Ryan, this is Tuesday night before a Thursday 1:00 meeting. I'm going to go ahead and need you to be a little bit more proactive on getting somebody to take over this meeting
What,
for
do you think I'm like a project manager or something? Like I'm organized?
He just figured this out.
In fact, actually, I do. And I'm the least organized person in the world. I'm a developer. I have no idea what's going on anytime.
Yeah, I'm a developer at heart, so
I know, but it's at 1:00. What the hell's up with that? What do you have a luncheon at 1:00?
there's a meeting. It's after lunch.
They're making space for the nooners. That's all.
No, I'm talking about the kickball. Why am I calling it kickball?
You're really excited about kickball.
Why are they calling it the kickoff luncheon a luncheon if it starts at 1:00?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Should be earlier.
I had to bolt out for my kids getting out of school way too damn early. I don't know why school's out so early. So
yeah, my kids start school tomorrow too.
Well, I hope your kids start school a lot of days.
I mean, tomorrow is the first day of school for her.
Oh, yeah. I'm like a week and a half in.
Calm down, Jesus.
The very first day of school.
Forever. Yep. You guys are the worst. You know, I can't tell you anything.
I don't know why anybody likes us.
So yeah, I feel like they're just making space for nooners. That's it. They got feedback last year that people want to get it on at noon.
If you
nooners, okay. I just making sure I heard what you said.
if you're gonna have it after 12:00, I mean, just put it like 2:30. Like, get this to be rolling into an early happy hour. Like, that's what I want to do. Because we get there. Tim, you can't make it this year, but Ryan, we're gonna get there, and they're gonna have our very favorite flavors of sweetened tea and water. No booze at all for a 1:00 meeting or luncheon or whatever. It's
lemonade, maybe.
Maybe some lemonade. Yeah, I don't know.
Vodka.
I do have a question. I want to try to talk to some people about while I'm there. What the hell a Brickyard is?
Womp womp.
It's a lot of different things, just not where we tailgate.
It's a place where bricks are made, which I guess our stadium makes bricks.
It's a motor speedway in Indiana, I believe, as well.
That's pretty much the official answer, right?
Yeah, so obviously what I'm talking about is the rebranding, renaming of Victory Plaza is what the official name of the tailgating space outside of Center Park Stadium has been Victory Plaza since we moved into it. We've been calling it on the bricks, which I thought was great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. It
Meet on the
back
bricks.
to the 99X days out at Centennial Park. It was a good name, and then out of nowhere, they're just calling it the Brickyard this year, like they're geniuses in branding or some nonsense.
Maybe we can
even if we end up having to do it, we've got a banner that says "On the Bricks." We're on the bricks at the Brickyard. Whatever, who cares?
Or we get a cease and desist from Indianapolis Speedway. I don't know.
I just don't understand why they took a good thing that was like being fomented within the fandom. You know, we were organically creating a name that was good and had some nostalgia attached to it, and they were just like, you know what, I don't like that. I'm gonna make up this other thing. I'm gonna copy these other people over here and do this thing that doesn't make a lot of sense because we don't make bricks here. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense.
I am going to talk about that's my question. What the hell's a Brickyard? Like, anybody got any questions for Coach Elliott or Dave or Charlie Cobb or anybody? What the hell's a Brickyard?
I want you to do that so bad. Have a lot of lemonade beforehand.
Yeah, I pick up the stupid kids afterwards. Can't do that.
Ooh.
But for real, it's like, come on, guys. I just really can't understand why. And they went hard with it. Like, it was an email that we got that was like, welcome to the Brickyard, and the Brickyard, blah, blah, blah. It was like all over the place. And I'm just like, why? What on earth for?
Exactly. It makes no sense.
How is that better? Even like if you just take a step back and don't understand all of the history and stuff with On the Bricks, like, why would you just do that when the fans are out here, calling it one thing, and we've been spreading it. Like, people are starting to call it On the Bricks. Like, the fans that come every game, understand that's On the Bricks, and then they just go like change it randomly. I'm like, what for?
Yeah, I mean, it's just Georgia State, Georgia Stating, right? The state way.
Like it, yeah. Next year it will be something else. not On the Bricks. It'll be some other brick thing.
It'll never be on. And I looked it up because Ryan, you made a comment about maybe On the Bricks as some kind of trademark, some kind of licensing and whatever. I looked it up. The only trademark on the Bricks was something up actually in Chattanooga that expired. It's a dead licensing. But it was for a music venue, a festival type thing called On the Bricks. It's gone.
So this is bad omen then. If something was called this and closed.
Well, I mean, we had the same concert stuff down in Centennial Park. Whatever. Just
hey, 99X is coming back.
It is back.
It doesn't ring right. Like, meet me on the Bricks. Meet me on the Brickyard.
It doesn't. It's dumb.
At the Brickyard.
Yeah.
No, I'm at the stadium. I'm at the stadium on the Bricks.
Right.
Yeah, tailgating on the Bricks at Center Park Stadium.
Like, I'll get the question from people. Where do you tailgate? Oh, we tailgate on the Bricks.
On the Bricks.
At the stadium, right out front from the ticket counter.
Well, and also it makes a lot of sense if you're talking to people that have never come to a game since the Braves played there. You say, hey, you know the Bricks outside of the stadium? Yeah, we tailgate on the Bricks. It just flows. And they say, hey, the stadium outside. Yeah, we do it at the Brickyard. Like, the response is going to be the Brickyard.
What's a Brickyard? What do you mean?
You're growing bricks.
How does that help me?
Yeah, I know nothing. No idea what that is. So, all right, Georgia State, we're coming for you.
We just put a big sign out front that says the Brickyard.
I actually,
before any ideas,
before any of this ever happened, I've been trying to up our signage for the tailgates, and something I wanted to have was like either shirts or signs or something that said, beat me on the Brickyard or find us at the follow me to the not Brickyard. God, I'm messing it up now. On the Bricks, find me on the Bricks. Yeah, man, this is between kickball on the Brickyard. That's going to be.
You're slowly starting to adopt it. I'm really concerned for you.
They've got it seeping into my skull via osmosis. All right, yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I always enjoy the kickoff luncheons. This may be the last one, from what I'm told. They are going to reassess everything after this athletic calendar year, and this may be the last chance to do a kickball.
God. So how?
Jeez. I think you're like really batting 100 right now. Like 0.
For anybody that doesn't know, I was really big into the adult kickball scene in Atlanta, like for years before Georgia State had football, and well into Georgia State having football, and whatever today this kickoff luncheon has really got me in the kickball state of mind. Actually, I think I've down here in my studios, I think I have a couple of kickballs that are signed by all the guests at my wedding.
Well, that'd be worth something someday.
So if this is gonna be the last one of these they do, have you heard any rumors on what they could replace it with?
Oh no. There's nothing to replace it with. Yeah.
Just get rid of stuff.
I think they're just looking at the return on the investment. Like, are they getting anything out of doing these things? I mean, I
Fan
would argue,
support. Oh.
I would argue yes. I granted, it's going to be the exact same 50 to 100 people that show up to everything, but those 50 to 100 people expect stuff every year. So
I would also argue that they need to do more things at the event to raise money.
Like ask for money?
Have it be a fundraising event and raise money. Like sell football signed by the coach or like whatever. Like do stuff.
You mean ask for money?
Yeah,
at the event to get money?
They had a silent auction the first year, and I won some like swinging like chair thing with some merch in it and stuff. I think I paid $50 for it or whatever. But yeah, I agree. Make
do
more
that. Yeah,
ask me for more money. I've never been asked for more money at one of these things.
Ryan, can I have more money?
No.
Can Georgia State have more money?
Well, you got to get somebody else to donate more per month, and then I'll beat them. Remember, that's the deal.
Oh, that's the deal.
That's right.
That's true.
There you go. All right. What else you want to talk about?
Basketball. We got some
basketball
news. Huge basketball news, right?
Yeah, we got
we got double basketball news.
Something that hasn't happened in over 40 years will be happening next year in basketball.
Wait, okay, we might have 3 basketball things because I don't know what you're talking about.
I only have 1 basketball thing.
Okay, go for it.
We've scheduled a home and home with Kennesaw State.
Oh yeah, that's good, right? I thought that was good.
When's the first game?
December 2nd this year.
Oof,
there,
good, jumping
We're
right
starting
in
there, and
so
then
start
they'll
there.
be here next year.
We have never played at Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
I looked at the media guide. I went back into the annals of Georgia State basketball history. We've played them 3 times in the regular season. I know there's been like some unkept score scrimmages, preseason type things in the past, but as far as actual regular season games, we've played them 3 times in 86, 88, and 89. We are 3-0, and all games have been played at home in the sports arena.
Well, we just got to beat them there then.
Actually, were we even playing the sports arena back then? I don't even know if we were in the sports arena back then.
I don't.
Either way,
we're in some high school gym, probably.
Other
high school gym.
I don't know if this game went to overtime. Yeah, I don't know if this game went to overtime or not. But in '88, we played them January 4th, and the game we won obviously because we won all 3 of them, 99-96.
All right, that's a high-scoring college game.
And that had to be overtimes, right? It had to be overtimes.
I guess.
At least one.
This is slightly concerning. We're coming out of our, I don't remember how many win season. I don't really want to be reminded.
0 away.
0 away win season. We'll stop there.
Are we gonna get an away win at Kennesaw State?
Going into the defending former Atlantic Sun champions. They moved.
Yeah, they went to the They went to the tourney last year, right?
They went to the tournament and actually really almost won the first round. They came really close. They put the fear of God in. I don't remember who it was, but I was watching that game and it almost happened.
It was close.
Yeah. My diehard Georgia buddy who went to Kennesaw State was a super Kennesaw State fan that day.
Yeah,
just for one day.
Granted, he got his bachelor's from Georgia, so he got his master's from Kennesaw State. So
there you go.
I guess that's allowed. But does this game make you? It makes me nervous.
Oh yeah, it makes me nervous.
After last season, I never want to lose to Kennesaw State in any sport.
But that's good, right? We have been talking about weak scheduling out of conference, and you want to have some games. What?
We talk about weak scheduling, and you're talking about the powerhouse of Kennesaw State is going to fix our weak scheduling.
It's better than it has been. And you're sitting here talking about how it makes you nervous because they went to the tournament last year. Like, yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be like scared because like they're good and then upset that they're not good. Like, I don't understand.
No, what I'm saying is we say we want to play better teams, and better teams is Kennesaw State.
So
it's not going to be Duke.
You're wanting a low major is what you're asking for. You don't want sub. I don't even know what Kennesaw would be. Low.
I also don't.
Well, they're CUSA now, right? They're mid-major. They are now mid-major.
Next year.
Okay.
Well, then they're entering mid-major.
Right, but
they're transitioning.
That's another part of it. Why are we opening up the season there? Why aren't they coming down to the Convocation Center? Why aren't they playing at the box? You know? I would prefer to have
They will next year.
the home and home. I want to have it in our favor though. I want to have the first game here
Maybe we
How's
want
that in
it
our
to
favor?
because we play it on our terms.
I know, but we're bound to be better, like even
Next
next
year.
year than this year.
I'm,
Don't
I'm-
say it,
I'm
Ryan.
honestly a little nervous this year going in there. I mean, if they didn't lose a lot of talent, it's gonna be a tough matchup for us.
I can honestly tell you that I do not follow Kennesaw State basketball, so I've got no idea. They could be returning everybody. They could be returning nobody.
They're
know.
not. Their coach got hired away
Right.
for one, and I believe he took one or two of his players with him.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, like they're not going to be the same as they were last year at all.
Should we get our? I've been wanting to make. The first mascot of Georgia State was an owl, like Kennesaw State
That's
is
right.
now. Should we get some old Evening School of Commerce owl shirts made up for that game? So we can go up there and we can wear our owl.
See,
stuff.
we're the Owls and efforts.
Exactly. Before you guys, I have no idea. Kennesaw State's got to be younger than Georgia State, right?
Oh yeah.
Was Kennesaw
Easily.
even around in 1913?
No.
They were still recovering from the war back then.
They're accepting their
The Great War.
The Great War, the War of Northern Aggression.
I mean World War One.
Oh,
That would be the. All right, whatever.
1963, David.
50 years. They're 50 years our junior. That's like the difference in age between my sister and me. At least that's what it feels like.
Jeez.
I'm not even 50 years old, but it feels like it.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's weird.
So we're going to go to
Weird,
this
man.
game, though. We're going to this game, right? We're all three
Yeah.
going to go to this game. I think it's on a Saturday.
Is there some kind of vehicle that can get us there?
Oh, you want to do a shuttle for that one as well?
Wait, it's on a Saturday though. Like, is there a football game?
No. Well, that would be Sunbelt Championship.
Ooh.
Oh, so yeah, there's a football game.
Exactly right. We're going to be there.
Home,
A
home game.
Yeah. So let's make sure that Hayes schedules this as a night game, and
Okay.
we'll get Panther Express after we watch us win the Sunbelt Championship. Just bus us all up to Kennesaw State.
I bet they would do that. I bet athletics would do something like that.
But would they let us drink on Panther Express?
Yes,
Stop me.
they wouldn't.
What are
They
you
wouldn't say a word about it, and and we don't ask questions, and they don't ask questions, and we'd all have a quiet understanding, and it'd be wonderful.
We have nowhere to put our coolers. We need to take them on the bus just to make sure they're safe, so they're not left out by our cars.
Yeah.
Down the stadium lots. They can't go inside our cars for clear reasons. You just don't put coolers inside cars. They have to come on the
You're
bus.
overthinking this, man. We'll just bring the coolers on and don't say a word.
And then
Bring it.
drink.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's only like a beer up there anyway, right? I mean, it's not that far.
Only because you drink those tall boy PBRs. Like I could knock out like 3 or 4 in
Oh,
Atlanta
boy.
traffic
Well,
on the way
yeah, I
from
guess if you're
Atlanta to Kennesaw.
on a Saturday,
We could definitely get 2 solid from the stadium up there.
I knocked out 2 beer walking from my car to Center Park Stadium to interview Sean Elliott.
True.
you had goals.
I refuse to record State of Atlanta content without having a little bit of alcohol in my system.
At least more than one beer.
Yeah, and they were Trops too. They were a decent beer.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. The beer, I guess ODU's beer finally made it to market. Came out. Timmy posted that picture. We got to get our own beer.
I feel like this is the lowest of low goalposts for us. Just go to New Realm, talk to them, try.
We've got how many breweries within walking distance of Georgia State University, or within
2?
Just a handful.
3?
You can do a little scooter
I
ride.
would-
It can take
I
you much
would-
more.
I would halfway crooks right there. Just go there. Look, hey, please support us. You're right here.
But they don't can beer though, right?
They
They
do.
can their beer.
Oh, yeah, they can.
Oh, they do. They do now.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
You can pick up a 12-pack. They don't distribute.
Yeah. Why isn't Halfway Crooks making a Georgia State beer?
I think you gotta ask.
All right, Ryan, go over there now. Are they still open?
Wait
They're
a
closed.
second.
Yeah, walk out of the podcast, go ask them, and then come back.
Hey, is the owner
Switch-
here? Can I discuss
switch
a
to your
possible
phone.
business
We're gonna do-
opportunity?
Where's the manager?
We're gonna do this live. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's like man on the street, Ryan.
I like the man on the street concept as long as it's not me doing it.
No, we would lose listeners if it was me. So,
well, let's not have it be you then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Calm down, dude.
Let's get our
Not to be
intro on
rude.
that.
You seem to be uppity today, Ryan. With your hat,
It's the hat. Yes, I was gonna say it's the hat.
Your Cutwater hat.
Look, Izzy wanted me to wear a hat. She said, I really want you to wear a hat that's not Georgia State. Because she thinks it's funny that I'm on a Georgia State podcast not wearing a Georgia State hat. And, I do things for my daughter like that because it's funny to me too.
You wore a hat that you got at a Georgia State spring game.
I explained it to her. I explained that I got it at the Georgia State game. And she was just like, yeah, that's cool. Go for it.
They'll never know. They'll have no idea.
I think I wore it the next podcast. I think this is my second time wearing this hat on this podcast.
There's
I feel
some
like
trivia.
you did wear it one other time, yeah.
Some trivia for you guys.
I was curious why it was back again.
Yep, Izzy. Izzy's the reason.
Izzy's got that on lockdown. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah, switching between beer and vodka is a lot of fun.
Oof.
When you have kids, you get a divorce and then the women of your life still control you.
Well, what if you had a son?
The men of your life still control? I don't know. That doesn't make sense, David.
All right. The big news this week in all of college sports is realignment.
Wait, I had more basketball news.
Okay, well then let's get back to Ryan's basketball news.
RJ Hunter signed a contract with Charlotte.
Who?
What?
Charlotte who?
Yes, RJ's. But I mean, we don't know if that's going to be like a practice squad type thing or whatever. But I mean,
money's money. Right?
It's a contract with an NBA team.
I did look to see if the Hawks schedule had come out yet, or I guess I should say the NBA schedule has come out yet to find out when we'd have Charlotte down here playing to go to the game, but it is not yet released. But like this month, I think August is typically when the schedule comes out. So we'll know.
Well, hell, he could do like Cam Newton and live down here and play in Charlotte.
He could do like Sean Elliott and live. He could be like Sean Elliott, live in Columbia, and actually work down in Atlanta.
See, it's not that far.
So
I like it when it works that way.
2 questions, David. Who will release first, the NBA or the Sun Belt?
I don't know what's going on. Why do we not have a conference schedule yet? Are they still trying to add teams to the calendar schedule? I don't know. What the hell?
I still try to figure out how to use ChatGPT to make it for them.
We're gonna get Oregon State and Washington State on the schedule this year. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's what they're holding it all back. Get the Pac-2 in there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But the schedule. But yeah, it's awesome for RJ. It's great. I thought that maybe his NBA time had come to a close and he has another window.
We talked about it recently, and that he was basically out, and I think he was not in the NBA for a number of years now, like a lot of years. It's sort of weird to have him come back.
I think he heard us,
great,
and he made it happen. That's what it is.
Might be.
I will always cheer for RJ in all of his endeavors as long as he's not playing for the Pelicans.
Ugh, yeah.
The other thing, which I guess I'm not sure if we're supposed to talk about it, but the scrimmage.
The secret scrimmage?
Which secret scrimmage?
With the former players?
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
We talked about last week?
We talked about how we
I thought that was in between. My bad.
Yeah, we talked about who was going to win, who we thought was going to win.
My bad. All right, cool. Well, I had 2 things.
Wait, who did you think was going to win? Who won the scrimmage?
What?
Who did you think won the scrimmage?
Oh, I don't know who I thought did. But I would say that if RJ is still good enough to get signed by an NBA team, I bet that team won.
1-on-5, RJ against the new guys.
Well, I mean, no. But I mean, his whole career here was basically RJ versus the world, right? I mean, it was basically everyone was there to support him. I mean, when TJ got the ball, right? He was just like, oh, who do I give it to? RJ, duh.
Get rid of this shit.
I don't want this ball. No, that's actually one of the things you left in the notes was alumni versus current roster was one of the topics you left in the notes.
Oh, good.
When you deleted stuff. So yeah, from last week.
I had lots of reasons to know that we already talked about it, least of which was we talked about it.
There you go. There you go. All right. Have you covered all your basketball news?
I did. I covered all my basketball notes.
All right, Tim. Do you have any
That's why I
basketball
don't bring
news?
shit here, man. You guys make fun of me when I bring stuff.
To be fair, we make fun of you otherwise too. So
That's true. You make fun of me no matter what.
all right, Tim. What do you got in basketball news?
Me? No other basketball news. Just Kennesaw, really. Right?
All right. All right. So are we moving on to realignment? Or are we going to talk about something else?
Or David, you got some kickball news?
I ran in. I do. I got kickball news.
Oh God.
We
No, I was
went.
kidding.
We went to a little neighborhood potluck thing last week, 2 weeks ago, and we ran into a guy that I met in Vegas for the Kickball National Championships. We met him out there. He now lives. Their team was from Albuquerque. We were in Las Vegas, and now lives in my neighborhood. So there's my kickball update for the week.
Wait, how does a team get into the national championships of kickball?
Any team that won their division in the course of the year was eligible, and then it was a mad dash to hit refresh on your browser fast enough to get into the thing. They allowed like 90 something teams or whatever.
Wow.
It was like pool play, and they put together a bracket, and then they ended up having like a fun tournament and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a good thing back in the day. It's kind of gone to shit now, but it was a lot of fun back then. I can give you a kickball update every week if you guys want.
Yeah, sure. Well, I really want the bocce updates though. That's what we're talking.
No, thank you.
Yeah, let's not talk about bocce right now. It's still a sore moment.
Ooh.
So
all right. Expansion, right?
Realignment.
Who knows?
All the crazy
Wait,
stuff.
is something happening?
Something has happened.
Nothing happened.
What? Realignment doesn't happen very often.
The pack is no more. The pack 4. The pack 4.
Not the Panther Athletic Club, guys. Of which David will be the president next year.
And there'll be 3 other people in it.
Are we talking about the Panther Athletic Club or
Yeah.
Pacific Athletic Conference? No, yeah. So we thought that Conference USA was going to die, and they promoted like whatever those weird schools were, and all of a sudden, weird schools, like I said, and now you got a P5 program. P5 conference is basically on its deathbed.
Everybody's bailing.
I thought that Clemson and Florida State were going to figure out some way around their ironclad grant of rights deal, and that would implode the ACC. But no.
Everyone that claims to have any kind of insider information on FSU says that their lawyers have found a loophole out of like that governor's, whatever it's called, thing that locks them in for like $400 million or whatever. But we still haven't seen anything come out. It seems like the SEC feels good about themselves, and they're like, we'll wait for Florida State and Clemson to figure their way out, and we'll just take them. But the other,
I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of movement there. Because if there was, we would be seeing more smoke at this point. I feel like, just with how hot it already was, I feel like we'd be seeing smoke if they were moving forward.
Well, the true smoke is the people of the Sun Belt thinking we're going to get into the pack.
The Georgia State.
No, not Georgia State, just Sun Belt teams.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was thinking like a Texas State, right? I mean, that's over there. That's far enough west, I think, to probably be included. But that, I mean, it's a stretch for them.
Well, considering there people are talking about Memphis going to the pack, I think that Texas State's closer in that regard. But no,
are there like some Mountain West teams that might make more sense though?
The entire Mountain West,
the whole Mountain West just turns into the pack.
Yeah. There was talk of basically the Mountain West inviting the 4 pack teams and rebranding Mountain West as pack, or you can do it either way you want to figure it out. Either the Pac 4 invite the 9 teams to the Mountain West or something like that, whatever. I don't know. The question is like, how does this impact Georgia State? That's my question. And I don't think it really does.
It depends. So if they cannibalize completely another conference, like we were just talking about, then I think it doesn't at all, right? Because everything just remains status quo, one conference down, doesn't affect us one bit, not even with scheduling or anything. But if they end up inviting up or inviting over from,
Okay, I was wondering if I cut out or whether Ryan's.
So I think what Ryan's trying to say, if they invite out of the AAC and pull some teams, that
Yeah,
there
so
could
that's
be
kinda,
some shuffling going on.
yeah, because you could get your Memphis, your Tulane, and stuff like that. Ryan, you locked up on us the entire
Yeah,
time.
my
so-
internet went out for a second. I don't
Well, there
remember
you go.
where it happened.
Yeah.
You were going to say if they, I think, pull from probably AAC.
If they pull from a G5 program, then or multiple G5 conferences,
Well,
then that will impact us, right? There's going to be some move ups. There's going to be some.
did you
some
see?
ripples.
Did you see reports that the American Conference was open to adding any of the Pac-4 that were remaining? Like, oh yeah, we'll add you guys. So
It's ridiculous. But
So
Yeah.
like if something like that happens though, if they're like all of them and it gets cannibalized, then yeah, I mean whatever. It's just status quo for us. Who cares?
I will
Yeah,
say that this has amped up the number of interesting maps of teams to add to the Sun Belt and the divisions they try to create. I keep waiting for a map that somehow has Southern either not in the conference or not in our division, but we're always with them. We can't get away.
Yeah.
I don't care
Well,
play them every year. I'd prefer if they're just in their division.
if we are not in this, if we're in the same conference as TDS and we're not in the same division, that means we're playing in the West. So we
Yeah.
move everything.
There's some kind of north-south weird
And
thing.
no thank you.
There was somebody that made a
There's
comment.
a squiggly line.
Someone made a comment about actually splitting Sunbelt into a north-south division instead of an east-west, and I haven't put a lot of gray matter into it, but I just don't see how that works.
Well, they're probably at least as close to Jacksonville as they are to Atlanta. So
Oh, they're super closer to Jacksonville, aren't they?
I don't
It's a
think
straight
so.
shot. Well, pretty much a straight shot.
Yeah, it's still like 3 or 4 hours, I think.
Isn't it like 5 hours to TDS?
No.
No.
It's
don't
like
know. I don't go
3.5
there.
to 4 hours all the way to Savannah.
I don't know. When I go to Savannah, I go all the way down to through Valdosta to 10 in Florida and go over to go up
Just so you don't have
95.
to see
to
the
avoid
eagle
it.
on the
Just to
bridge.
avoid, yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near trash down south.
I actually have no idea how far off the highway it is because I've heard it's a little bit of a drive once you even get off the highway. But like if it's
Well, you gotta park your car at the exit and hop on a cart and buggy. Where they live in olden times where everyone has like dysentery and everything. So
you Oregon Trail your way over there.
exactly.
You gotta ford the river. You gotta get across the creek.
Hunt some buffalo on the
Oh,
way just
no.
so you have enough food to get there.
Your sister was eaten by wild wolves. I mean, I guess wolves by definition are wild, aren't they?
Probably.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're just called dogs.
I don't know, man.
I'm making stuff up now.
I'm not a
So,
scientist.
I
There
feel like
was
we're watching all the movement, right? Like this, our seat at the table, we're just watching everything happen, and we're not doing
And-
anything.
You guys know how much I hate this conference and being in it, but right now, I am very comfortable with Charlie Cobb not making any moves, which we know he won't. I don't know. I don't know what the hell. What are you supposed to do right now? Where are you going to go?
What if he signs us into the Conference USA?
No, not that. No, he's not even Charlie's
no,
that
Tim.
dumb.
No.
But no, like
App
like,
State's
so-
not there.
like so what? So if we were to try to get ourselves in the American Conference right now, and then you have like 4 teams or whatever that go to the Pac or whatever happens, like now I'm like,
You could
I have no
find yourself in
idea.
a situation where the American gets screwed. and then
exactly.
There's
So
very
if
few
the
teams come
American
back.
gets cannibalized, if that ends up happening, then that will be good for us just sitting tight in the Sun Belt.
Mhm.
Right. Like so like best case now is that we actually look at grabbing American schools if it gets
UAB.
if we can get UAB and ECU, those are my two. A lot of people want to say Memphis. And I can't see a world where
They're-
Memphis
they're-
ends
they're
up in
going
the
up.
Sun Belt. I
No,
just
they're
don't see
moving
that.
up. They're
But
moving.
if you
They're going P5
If you can get UAB and ECU in the
P
Sun Belt Conference
number.
through all of this stuff, I mean, I have a little bit more respect for this conference. I would enjoy it more.
You
a
think
lot
USF
more.
stays or they get moved up somehow?
I wouldn't mind getting a Florida school in there, but like I don't know, these conferences are getting so big, 16, 18, looking at 20 teams. like it's almost like you have in completely different just leagues of football. It's not conferences anymore.
I think that's where we're headed, right?
Well, I think what we're headed to is after the dust settles on all of this, and we have our 2 super conferences and our mid-major conferences, and then down to the G4s, G3s, whatever we're going to be at. Then it's going to be, how long does Georgia and Bama and Ohio State and Michigan want to play with the lower tier programs in those conferences, and they just go off and they take their top 16 teams and they make that the upper echelon elite college football programs that pay their players, exorbitant salaries, and you've got the highest paid minor league sport ever,
So I'm not super anti conferences being so large they just play each other for the regular season, and then the postseason is we send our best to the that's the out of conference, right? So like everyone plays in like some kind of tournament afterwards. I think that would be pretty cool, actually.
Well, the SEC commissioner came out today. The article I saw was just like literally an hour, maybe 2 hours before we came on, that the SEC now wants to revisit the changes to the college football playoff. Yeah. Whereas, so right now it's top 6 conference champions when it changes, when they move over to the new format, it'll be the top 6 conference champions. Well, now we're looking at the dissolving of an entire P5 program. So they thought they were going to get 5 P5 champions, and then your highest G5 champion to go in there. Now it would be 2 G5 champions playing in this 12-team thing. SEC doesn't want that. They want
clearly
more,
want, they're not letting that shit happen.
They want more of their teams into the playoffs. That's more money for them, which,
I mean, when the Big Ten expanded, that rumor about they're going to revisit the CFP immediately started. Like, shit's about to get real. We're going to have to rejiggle this whole thing so that only one G5 gets in.
Rejiggle.
I've never heard that.
I kind of like it.
Rejigger.
Look, we jiggled it before, and now we got to jiggle it again.
We're going to rejiggle it.
We got to rejiggle it
until we only get what we want. Yeah, but I mean, seriously, like, did you look at the map of the Big Ten, the new one?
I don't even know what the map of the current Big Ten is.
It's like everything in the very Northeast and Midwest, but barely. And then all of the Pac schools that left. There's huge gap between them.
I feel like it's all going to get to this point where, like I said before, we're going to get the top of the top are going to do their own thing, and then it's just going to explode beyond that, and you'll get back to your regional type stuff. But what does even college football look like at that point?
Because you're going to have like 32 teams of the power teams, maybe 16, maybe 32. What happens to that middle chunk? Where do they go? Do they drop down with us,
or we go up with them?
Or we just join the NFL and we just drop this whole facade of college athletics, because
the
why
Georgia
do we
Bulldogs
do this anyway?
in the NFL.
Hey, could you imagine that having exactly,
the Falcons versus the Bulldogs,
the Athens Bulldogs versus the Atlanta Falcons?
Georgia just ends up owning an NFL team. That's all it is. It's like it's owned by the university, by the state, whatever.
You know what? If they don't own it, that's fine too. I think it's really weird that colleges are doing this business. Like if you just like sit back and look at it, like you wouldn't just come up with this right now, right? Like you wouldn't just like come up with colleges are the ones who are doing this like feeder system for the NFL. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, you used to have, back in the black and white days, and by black and white I mean like the color of the televisions and everything. You had a bunch of college students who they'd have their intramurals and they would play football, they'd play disc golf, they play all that kind of stuff together or whatever. And they're like, oh cool, this is fun. We should go play that other college that's an hour and a half away, and they start playing their sports against other colleges, and that people come out and they start watching it, and it's cool and it's fun, and now we're looking at a multi-billion-dollar industry of just what was supposed to be students watching their classmates play a sport against another school's students.
Like just scrimmages, basically. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like if you join you know what? If you join a kickball league,
I knew you were going to say
Just
that.
for
I knew
chance
you were
if
going to
you
say
join
that.
it's supposed to be the same kind of thing, though. You know, it just blew up into something else, but it's super weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be
Like
okay if
kickball.
it's separated from the whole like education system at all. You know, that would not be the worst thing in the world.
It takes away from the whole like reason why you
Experience.
support your whole deal. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like
I know
think about it all the
you have
time.
no reason to support the Falcons. I know.
No, exactly that. That's what I was about to say. Is I think about this all the time. Like, why am I such a big Atlanta Falcons fan? It's not like these players necessarily come from Atlanta or the surrounding area. Neither the coaches or the administration, everything. But it's they put that Atlanta in front of the name, and I'm gonna support it. But college is different. I went to school there. These kids are going. These young men, these young women are going to the same classrooms that I sat in, doing all this kind of stuff. There's more of a connection there, and you get to root for all the sports. You get to root for the basketball team,
Beach
or
volleyball.
baseball team, beach volleyball. You pick whatever your school's good at, and you become a massive supporter of that.
All right. I mean, that's fine. I guess where we are, that makes sense. But like I said, I wouldn't be totally against it separating, and would not happen for many, 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 many years. Probably wouldn't happen because universities don't want to get rid of that cash cow. But
no, too much moolah.
It's neither here nor there. It's just weird.
It is very weird.
And,
all right.
And then the libertarian in me is also like, it's public. These are public schools. These are government funded schools that are doing this. And it's like, well, that makes even less sense.
Yeah. It's kind of like, why is anyone paying tuition to the school when your school is bringing in $1.5 billion every single year?
I mean, it seems like it could pay for these things. Right?
They want more money for the money.
Yeah, but you would think like at that point you're like, all right, cool. We can only accept the cream of the crop, and we can become the best academic institute in the nation.
Sure.
Because we offer these scholarships to just the smartest, the brightest. And we're like, no, we're just going to reinvest that back into coaches' salaries and practice facilities.
So the top programs like Texas and Georgia and like Bama, they are
giving money back, right?
Giving money back to the university.
It's so little. Little.
Well, in comparison, it's a big number, but it is little in comparison to like what they already have. But they are like feeding in. They are making so much money. They're feeding money back into the university. But it's not like scholarships are happening. And the other thing is, coaches in those programs are being paid for by like the PAC. It would be like the PAC for them is paying for it. It's all donations. It's crazy.
They have so much money they don't even know what to do with it. So they give it back.
There was a ranking I saw recently that listed which schools gave which athletic programs gave the most money back to academics, and I think Georgia State. No,
no, we're taking.
We'll was
take all
there, but Georgia was like, I don't know, I'm making this number up, but I would say like they were top 10 or whatever, but it was like $1.5 million.
Yeah,
what
I remember seeing is Bama was really high on it though.
But yeah, so they were $1.75 million. Like the numbers were not big. The numbers were not big at all.
About how much money? Big number.
Not when you're bringing in $1.5 billion.
Just throwing it out there.
I get it. I get it. Everything's relative. Everything's relative.
I would like $1 million. I wouldn't say that was a small amount of money.
There's a singer going on right now. Is there a singer-thon?
I would take $1 million. Can you hear his kid sing? I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear it at all. I got my old man ears on.
Sorry, she's blasting music.
I thought she was singing. It sounded nice.
No. She's listening to musicals these days, though, and she blasts it. And I got rules that are just turn it down or close the door. And she usually closes the door and just blasts it. She was just telling me how before we got on the podcast, she was like, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna fall asleep in your spot in bed. And I'm like, no, you're not. That's my spot. You can sleep over here in my bed, not in my spot. And she was just like, no, never mind. She's still awake, just blasting music.
Kids are the greatest, aren't they?
Musicals.
I'm not super mad. It's just funny.
All right. I think with that, we can go ahead and close this week's episode down. What do you guys say?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get some cursing going on.
and some more hard liquor drinking. Thanks everybody for listening. We are going to move over to last call, talk a little bit more, drink a little bit more, have a little more fun. You can find it on our Patreon page, free of charge, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Comes out on Friday mornings, unless you are a member, at which case you get it immediately, as well as access to our private group chat and discounts on merchandise, whatever we can do for our Patreon members. We appreciate you supporting us. Thanks for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.